named the Riddler. And of course, his famous phrase is, riddle me this. And I got to tell you something, this is probably the first thing that popped into my head when I learned yesterday that NVIDIA is going to hold a quantum day to illuminate the future of quantum computing. Yeah, I mean, this is just 6 days after their CEO, Jensen Huang, threw quantum under the bus. That wasn't, by the way, the only quantum computing news yesterday. IonQ joined the state of Maryland to announce a $1 billion initiative. They want to make Maryland a home of quantum computing. And then this morning, Microsoft announced that they have a new quantum-ready program. So if you thought quantum was dead, and if you thought quantum computing was fast, this resurrection was even faster. Let's bring in Spectral now. Spectral Capital Chairman of the board, Sean Brehm. Sean, I got to get your thoughts. These big names in tech, Microsoft today, yeah. NVIDIA, I mean, they're adding a lot of credence to this, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I think they're both kind of offering two types of credences. I mean, if you look at what Jensen's saying, I think Jensen, here's my forecast. I think Jensen's going to come out and he's going to say, look, he's there. If you look at NVIDIA, they're engineers. And so what he's talking about is the reason why people think he poo-pooed it. He was really kind of right, because what he's saying is there's the scientists kind of running quantum computing right now, but he's an engineer and his whole company are great engineers. And so you've got the scientists running the show, but he's like, well, how do we make this practical? So I think that's the message he's really going to kind of clear up a little bit. And then, Microsoft jumping in and throwing education, I think that's awesome. I guess my only recommendation on the market is on the quantum side, we have a lot of scientists running the program right now, not enough engineers. And I think one of the things that we've done is we said, let's focus on engineering first. And so I think, when the market starts understanding the fact that if you start building chips that can leverage more engineering rather than science, I think you'll not only be able to solve the current problems, but I think the average American will look at it a lot more practically.
Hey, I'm going to get more into detail what you're doing, but just right now, I think the big argument here is like he was saying 15, 30 years. Obviously, that's nuts. The total addressable market, the TAM, and the potential timeline for all this are really, when this stuff becomes a household name because people are using it.
Yeah, no, I mean, look at this, but it's funny, he's got another point there, but if you look at the total addressable market right now in quantum computing, you've got companies with larger valuations right now than the total addressable market, right? So that's kind of an interesting concept. But I think what you're going to see here is a shift. If we have our way, you're going to see a shift, because you want to start looking at maybe where quantum type concepts are going to impact other markets, and that's right. That's what we've been focusing on. So I think total addressable market doesn't make sense today, but I think it will pretty soon.
Let's talk about your role, what your company is trying to achieve here.
Yeah, we're engineers, and so what we're providing quantum effect, but we're actually living in the semiconductor space, which has got 40 years of excellence, a $2 trillion total addressable market. What we've done is said, you know what, let's get away from the scientists of just, science of making sure that these really unstable thing like qubits can survive. And in order to do that, you have to spend a ton of money making it really, really cold so that the effects of these qubits will last. That's the current groupthink that's out there. Well, we kind of took an opposite approach. We said, look, we know we've got the capability of the semiconductor industry. We know we've got some emerging technologies like plasmons. So why don't we take plasmonics, leverage an existing CMOS device, go ahead and create a relationship between plasmons and electrons, and we can go ahead and start carrying a lot more qubits, and we can do it at room temperature. So now all of a sudden, we don't need to take all the energy of Denmark to run a data center. So we're kind of the contrarian guys out there. We're looking at a much more engineering-focused approach rather than a scientific approach. And I think in the long run, it's going to serve us well.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, we've got your chart up, and the stock has done extraordinarily well. People reached out to us, say, hey, you got to check out this company. And so I'm glad you're able to come on. And we want to bring you back real soon as well, Spectral Capital Corporation. Sean, thank you so much, my friend. Good stuff.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Bye.
All right, folks, tomorrow, the town hall is going to be lit. I'm telling you. I'm so pumped. It's not too late to join.